How to track your expenses without the overwhelm. Have you ever looked at your bank account at the end of the month and thought, wait, where did all my money just go? Maybe you got paid, you covered rent, grabbed a few takeouts, maybe bought something on Amazon, and suddenly, poof, your paycheck is gone. No savings, no progress. Just bills and regrets. Now listen, if that sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Even people making six figures. And it's not because they're lazy or irresponsible. It's because tracking expenses, the one thing that could change everything, feels overwhelming. It feels like too much detail, too much work, too many apps categories, too much guilt. But here's the good news. Expense tracking doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to become a finance nerd or spend hours with spreadsheets. In fact, I'm going to show you exactly how to track your expenses without the overwhelm. In a way that's simple, sustainable, and actually fun. Stick with me until the end of this video, because if you follow the steps I'm about to share, not only will you stop asking where did my money go, you'll start telling your money exactly where to go. And that, my friend, is how you build wealth. Section 1. The mindset shift. Before we jump into the how, let's talk about the why. Most people think of tracking expenses as punishment, like a diet where you go, "You anything fun?" That's the wrong mindset. Tracking isn't about restriction. It's about awareness. Think about it. Have you ever gone to the grocery store, tossed stuff in the cart, and then been shocked at the checkout? That's life without tracking. But the second you become aware, when you actually know where your money is going, suddenly, you're in control. You can spot waste, redirect cash to savings, and make conscious choices instead of emotional ones. And here's the thing. Tracking doesn't mean you stop spending on fun. You can still enjoy Starbucks runs, Netflix, or vacations. But now, you will know exactly how much of that you can afford without wrecking your future. So step 1 is simple. Stop thinking of tracking expenses as a burden. Think of it as a GPS for your money. Without it, you're just driving blind. Section 2. The big picture of money flow. Here's the simplest way to think about your money flow in the US. Income, your paycheck, side hustles, or investments. Fixed costs, rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, subscriptions. The same amount every month. Variable spending, groceries, gas, shopping, dining out. Changes month to month. Savings and investments. Retirement accounts, emergency funds, brokerage accounts, debt payments, credit cards, student loans, car loans. If you only remember one thing today, remember your expenses will expand to fill your income. Unless you track them. That's why even people making $150,000 a year feel broke. They never learn to control the flow. So let's talk about how to track this flow without overwhelm. Section 3. Pick one simple tracking method. Here's where most people mess up. They try to do too much at once. They download 3 apps, start a spreadsheet, write things in a notebook, and quit within a week. The golden rule. Pick one system that works for you. Here are your best options in the US. Apps automatic tracking. Tools like Mint, Rocket Money, YNAB. You need a budget or Monarch Money. Connect directly to your bank and credit card accounts. They automatically pull transactions, categorize them, and give you a dashboard of your spending. Perfect if you want low effort. Spreadsheets, semi-manual, Google Sheets, or Excel. You can download your bank transactions once a week and paste them in. Great for people who like control, but don't want to write down every coffee purchase. Notebook or Note app manual. Write down every expense. Or use your phone's notes. Works best for people who use mostly cash or want to be old. Here's the trick. Whichever method you pick, stick to it for at least 90 days before you even think about switching. Consistency beats perfection. Section 4. Automate everything you can. Here's how you make tracking painless. Automation. Connect your bank accounts and credit cards to your tracking app. Set up alerts for large transactions or low balances. Use autopay for recurring bills so you never miss due dates. Cancel unused subscriptions with one click in apps like Rocket Money. Automation takes the weight off your shoulders. The less you touch, the more sustainable it becomes. Section 5. Keep categories simple. This is where people overcomplicate everything. Do you really need to separate dining out into fast food, casual dining, and fine dining? No. That's how you quit in frustration. Instead, use broad categories. Housing, transportation, food, utilities, subscriptions, health, debt, savings, fun, misc. And yes, you need a miscellaneous bucket. It keeps you sane. A random $7 Amazon order doesn't need its own category. Section 6. Daily and weekly habits. Here's the 60-second habit. Every day, check your app or spreadsheet. Just glance at new transactions, assign them a category, and done. Or, if daily feels too much, do the 10-minute weekly review. Grab coffee, open your dashboard, categorize the week's spending, and close it. This habit keeps tracking from piling up into a nightmare session at the end of the month. Section 7. Monthly money date. Once a month, have a money date. This is where you review your total spending vs income. Check if you hit your savings or debt payoff goals. Move leftover cash into savings or investments. Look for any subscriptions you can cancel. Set one small improvement goal for next month. Treat it like a checkup, not a punishment. Light a candle. Grab a drink. Make it enjoyable. Money dates are how you stay consistent. Section 8. Handling cash and random purchases. If you still use cash, here's the trick. Snap a photo of your receipt or jot it in your phone immediately. Don't rely on memory. For random online orders, create a simple folder in your email. Purchases. Anytime you get a receipt, drag it there. That way you don't forget. Section 9. Make tracking fun. Gamify it. Seriously. Challenge yourself to spend $50 less on takeout this month. Reward yourself with a small treat when you hit your savings goal. Use visuals, color-coded graphs, or progress bars. To make it motivating, money doesn't have to be boring. The more fun you make it, the more consistent you'll be. Section 1. Link tracking to a goal. This is the secret sauce. If you track expenses just for the sake of tracking, you'll quit. But if you connect it to a goal, like paying off $10,000 of debt, saving for a vacation, or building a $20,000 emergency fund, suddenly every dollar has meaning. Tracking becomes exciting when it's tied to your dream. Section 11. Common mistakes Americans make. Tracking in too much detail, forgetting to track cash, using 3 systems at once, not reviewing regularly, treating tracking as guilt instead of awareness. Avoid these and you'll stay on track. Section 12. Long-term wealth building. Here's the real payoff. Once you've tracked your expenses for 90 days, you'll see patterns you never noticed. Maybe you're spending $400 a month on takeout. Maybe $200 on unused subscriptions. This awareness helps you reallocate. Move that $400 into retirement accounts, or that $200 into your emergency fund. Over years, that's the difference between broke and wealthy. Expense tracking isn't just about today. It's the foundation for financial freedom. So here's the truth. Tracking your expenses doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to feel overwhelming. All you need is one simple system, a few minutes each week, and a clear purpose. Because when you know where your money is going, you gain control. And when you have control, you can finally build the life you want. Whether that's debt freedom, early retirement, or just peace of mind. So start today. Pick one method, track for 90 days, and watch how your financial life transforms. If this video helped you, smash that like button, subscribe for more money tips, and share this with a friend who always says, I don't know where my money goes. Trust me, you've got this.